Hey, Stephen Yonder here doing the Junkyard Crawl at Bernardston Auto Wrecking in Bernardston, Massachusetts. Now, everybody remembers Chevy vans, popular stuff from 1964, into the 1990s. I mean, Chevy vans are a big deal, but a lot of people don't remember the P-Series step van, which was built strictly for the trades. People didn't buy these things to haul a family around, but these were built, the step vans, from 1964 through 1999 with minimal change in the 10 series, the 20 series, and the 30 series, including 6-wheelers. Here's a catalog right here showing these vans when they were new. And this again is a 1974 step van and forward control chassis. Let's take a peek at this thing over here. And as we set it down, and there's Katie, the Queen of Bernardston, making a ruckus back there. But again, here is on the left-hand side, the big dog with 6 wheels, with 454 cubic inches possible. Crazy but true in the P30, the big dog. And it says here, Chevy Step Van King comes on wheelbases ranging from 125 to 157 inches, and with cargo capacities all the way up to 579 cubic feet, with gross vehicle weight ratings on 2 model series ranging from 68 to 14,000 pounds. 7 tons. And interesting stuff. Available is either aluminum or steel, as it says here, steel or aluminum. The aluminum body was about $750 more than the steel. And why would you buy an aluminum body? Well, a lighter vehicle allows you to carry more weight. Again, that gross vehicle weight is the weight of the vehicle and the cargo. And here's an aluminum one right here. It says the aluminum Step Van King, corrosion protection. And that was one of the key things. I guess they figured the aluminum wouldn't rust like a steel one would. Of course, it would corrode, but in a different way. On the bottom right, we can see here the chassis you could buy and have them equipped out however you wanted, and 6 cylinders, but again a 454 in the big 30 series. Pretty cool stuff. And here is on the left hand side available factory installed equipment to help you tailor your step van to the job. And on this van here in a second, take a look at that expended metal partition. We'll see more of that in a moment. On the right hand side, conversions, we can see everything from a mobile service tank here with apparently oxy tanks, welding tanks, of course the emergency room on wheels, and even a bucket truck on the bottom left. These are things that Chevrolet would not build, but you'd send them off to an upfitter to have turned into the full finished product. But again, let's take a look around this one here. This is a 10 series. It's a small one. And the utilitarian construction on this, look at this, simple stampings, the top, the middle and the lower, all of these things just sort of spot welded together, not even a one-piece stamping. This one has 16-inch wheels, more on that in a second, kind of an interesting detail, just a basic steel wheel. And these are body on frame with coil spring front suspension, not as rudimentary as they could be. They have independent suspension, no beam up there, so they would ride fairly well. The door would open, massive, and it was called the step van. You could step in and step out, do your business, deliver the milk or whatever, newspapers, whatever it might be. This one's a shorty, the smallest of the bunch, very short wheelbase, no overhang at the tail other than this roughly 2-foot section here. 10-bolt rear axle, and yes, the basic hubcap right there off of the Chevy Biscayne. Cheap stuff, but certainly worked. Coming around to the back. Once again, just simple stampings, no styling really of any kind. And again, 1964 through 1999, no major changes. Why fix something that works just fine? Rear doors, multiple types available, roll-ups, etc. This one here is the basics. The opening doors here. Let's go inside and look around. Yeah, and pretty utilitarian. And we did see that optional expanded metal partition. Here it is right here. Extra cost item. No insulation. It's 1-ply construction all the way around. But there were optional interior packages. Again, an emergency room on wheels was certainly possible if you had it sent off to the right upfitter. This one here is the basic 250 cubic inch inline 6. Manual transmission. Here's the aluminum bell housing right here, the 3-speed and the column shifter right up here. And the linkage for this thing is a classic Rube Goldberg arrangement. In fact, if we swap positions here, Shane, you'll see right here, these rods that make their way from the column to the back of the transmission. In other words, where there's a will, there's a way. But again, this one here, the big 251 banger. Somebody upfitted this thing with a Jensen stereo system and some controls on the dash and a wooden dashboard. Kind of hokey, but I think this might explain a few things as to the craftsmanship that's on display here. Just saying. So one thing that's cool though, this is a C.O.P.O. Now a lot of people say, oh, C.O.P.O, cool, a C.O.P.O Camaro with a 427. Now, C.O.P.O means nothing more than the Central Office Production Order or option. And right here we can see the service parts identification sticker, the SPID. And let's look at this thing. From the top left, we can see here it has a 16-inch 411 axle, 256 banger, manual brakes, discs and drums, heavy-duty battery, base something, basic springs, C.O.P.O override speedometer, special trim, conditioning charge, C.O.P.O tires, see above, the 16s, GVW plate stamping, but in C.O.P.O. Wow, it's a 427. No, just basically an unusual order or a fleet order. That's the C.O.P.O system in play right there. Here we have 15x6 disc wheels. Okay, so they're 15s, not 16s, but again, special wheels and tires apparently because of that C.O.P.O. 3,100 pound front axle, manual 3-speed transmission, shocks, generator 42 amp, basic, a hydraulic jack, 6 ton. That's interesting. A jack came with the truck. Basic front springs, special body options, C.O.P.O tires for truck, interesting. Base transmission, speedometer parts. So that speedometer override thing, not sure what that's about, but something was cooking where they want to do something with speedometer that's a little bit unusual. Again, C.O.P.O tires, adapter, gears, keys. It's interesting. And again, truck maintenance and care right here. And important, in case of accident, call immediately, etc., etc., Continental Insurance. And this truck on the outside appears to have been a Roto truck. I don't smell anything now because nature has a nice way of cleaning up things like that. But this apparently was a plumbing service truck, a sanitation truck at some point in time. But again, look at the rudimentary construction on this. Just basically sort of U-channel stampings here, all just sort of welded together into a structure. And the boxed wheel covers here. Very simple stuff. And once again, these were all about function with a little bit of form thrown in. Now, these would have gone up against things like the International curb type van, the Metros of the time. Let's go around this side and see what else we can learn and discover. And on this one here, again, no door on this here. So apparently a one-door model. And again, you wouldn't necessarily have to jump out this side. You just walk right through, step out of the van, the step van, and go to deliver stuff on the curb side of the street. But again, we see it right here. A1 sanitary service, Bernardston, Mass. Roto Rooter, pipe thawing. Oh, look at this. So this must be a gas-powered heater. This thing right here, because here in Massachusetts, it gets 10 below, not too common or uncommon in the wintertime. So thawing out rusted or frozen pipes would be a thing this truck might have been useful in doing. Of course, this is probably the Roto Rooter. This puppy here, this cable would go down inside of your clogged drain and root it right out of there. So this truck, if it could talk, I don't think I really want to hear what it'd have to tell us. But again, 1964 through 1999, the P series, that's kind of appropriate, isn't it? A P-Series Chevy step vans right here. And again, imagine one of these things with a 454 in it. Now here's the thing, the 454 was not available in a little tiny half-tonner like this. That would be a tire-smoking monster, and also useless really on day-to-day job sites because it would swill fuel, be useless in snow, just spin the tires, but what a lot of fun that would be. But again, as a 3 series, a 30 series, the 454, you could haul 7 tons in something like this. So that's the story of the P-Van, literally and figuratively. And if you like this video, be sure to subscribe to the Steve Maggs YouTube channel. Give us a thumbs up, share this with your friends, and by all means, hit the bell so you know when the next video is going to hit, which is tomorrow morning.